What's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's number one urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas. Broadcasting live all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Jimmy will be up shortly on the show. Just waiting on him to come in the dressing room, come out of the dressing room. But happy Women Rock Wednesday to the women out here today. We got some great, couple of great things for the women today. We got a couple of topics that I just want to share with y'all, and that we're gonna tackle today. And y'all gonna help me with it. I mean, it's gonna be therapeutic for me. First of all, I just like to start off by saying to our starting five on Wednesday are the first 5 women that sign up and on the Facebook page or YouTube page. So guess what? We got Kim Jackson. We got Anissa Ville. We got, hold on, get past them guys. Lori Dawson, Dale Griggs is in the building. Tiffany Sanders is in the building. Mindy, hold up. That's the 5, right? 6th person is Mindy Collins, but I can't leave Brandon Nickerson out. Hold on, let me see. I'm going on down. Hey, Karen Thomas, hold on. I am going to all the ladies. Oh, hey Rosie Johnson. Wow. I don't have no Dodger blue, Jeremy Davis. So before Jimmy get in, let me share something with you. Hey, Mindy, I text you, I messaged you last night, Mindy, and you didn't message me back. But happy Women Rock Wednesday. It's a great day. Here we go. The Los Angeles Dodgers. Excuse me. No, stop. Los Angeles. The Lakers are title. The Dodgers are title. Guess what? They don't get out of bed for second place out there, I guess. I guess they don't get out of bed for second place. It's unbelievable, the entertainment capital of the world. The big story of what happened last night. Come on, Eric. Big story. The big story, of course, is the Rays pitcher Blake Snell. Everybody, let me give you my take on it. I'm watching a couple of y'all comments. Let me give you my take. Now, here's their ace, and he is great. Okay? All right, let's remember that. He was just mowing down everybody. He was mowing everybody down. They pulled him in the 6th inning like they do all the time and put in a reliever who had been struggling. Help me out with this one, Tiffany. Tiffany, it's Women Rock Wednesday. Hey, Grady Dale, what's up? Yeah, help me out with this one, Mindy. He was that ace. He was great. He was mowing everybody down. This is, of course, y'all, is what they call analytics. You know, if y'all hear us talking about that word, it's the number says Mookie Betts was coming up. Mookie. We'll get to him later. And you don't want to have him face Betts for a 3rd time. This is what the analytics say. They removed him when they played the what's that team y'all like down here? The Astros. They removed him, but it didn't matter. Hey, Tyandra Holmes and Sandra Billingsley. It's Women Rock Wednesday. My girls is in the building today. Hold on. Hey, y'all, we're talking about the game. We're talking about a little bit about the game. I'm giving y'all a little, okay, Jimmy that came in. Here you go. Hold on, y'all. I'm going to continue, though. Let me put Jimmy in. Let me see what hat he got. He better not have no Dodger hat over there. He better not. Let me see what he got on. Okay. He got Dodger blue on. So, y'all, now check this out. Jimmy, help me with this one. Jimmy, you the baseball guy. You like baseball. You've been following baseball. I'm just a guy, I've been studying, Jimmy. And they said that the analytics said, and the numbers said, Mookie Betts was coming up, and you don't want him to have to face Mookie Betts for a 3rd time. Okay? All right. Okay. I get analytics in the regular season, y'all. I have always questioned analytics. Jimmy, you know I have. In the postseason, in the NBA and in baseball. But I got a question as a consumer. Sonya, Mindy, I know y'all was watching. As a consumer, when you watched that game last night in the World Series, didn't it feel like it's a different game than the regular season? Didn't that game feel serious? I mean, didn't it feel different? Jimmy, you can shake your head anytime. Let me tell y'all something. Let me answer for you. It does. There is more drama. There's more pressure. There's more intensity. Let me tell y'all something. That's because it also feels different to the athlete. If you're ever around these top athletes sometime, yes, it's different. Let me tell y'all something. I'm going to take you back a little. I parent one way 99% of the time, Jimmy. I let my kids make mistakes. All right? But I apparently different, Jimmy Hicks. The 1% that we are in crisis. Daddy take over then. Okay? I read books on how to parent, y'all. I read books on how to parent. They inform me, but they don't own me. Those books can't control me. Analytics are great information, y'all, but they value long-term data, not short-term reality. Blake Snell is a great American athlete, Lawrence Scott. I'm just giving my little soliloquy of what I saw last night. Nick Anderson is an average relief pitcher. In America, y'all, we write sports books on who? Derek Jeter, LeBron, Michael, Shaq, the late Kobe Bryant. And we write about, in baseball, Jimmy, we write about Ted Williams and Babe Ruth. And then in football, we write about Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson. What do all of those guys have in common, y'all? They're great athletes who rise to the level, and even some of them in their later years are shocking us, Tom Brady. We don't write sports books about average professional athletes like Nick Anderson that hope they, in a moment like this, they, Jimmy, deliver against Mookie Betts, who's arguably one of the best players in baseball. That's not what we write books about, y'all. So it's one thing to be guided by analytics, Jimmy, but it's another thing to be controlled by them. And the reason I say that, if you don't think it sucked, let me tell y'all something. If you don't think it sucked the energy out of the Rays, did you look at little Randy, and empowered the Dodgers? I mean, in the press conference afterwards, Dave Roberts said he was happy. Mookie Betts was smiling. This is a big moment, y'all. There is a guy. Let me tell you something. I'm going to give y'all this one. I'm bringing you in, Jimmy. Jimmy, there is a guidebook for pilots, Jimmy, on how to fly a plane, Jimmy. But when that engine goes out, Sully Sullenberger, the guidebook don't matter. You land the plane. You do whatever it takes to land the plane. And that's what the manager for the other team, against the Astros, y'all, Blake Snell was wham, tearing them Astros up. 6th inning, take him out. But they beat the Astros with that formula. But they couldn't beat these dudes with that formula. But Jimmy, that was my take from the game last night. You know, of course, I'm loving the Dodgers. I love LA. Jimmy, and now guess what? All have to happen now is the Rams win the Super Bowl. LA would be really the city of champions. So, what you got to say? You didn't text me last night. I ain't get no texts last night at all, Jimmy. Not one. But how you doing? How you doing?
I find it really, really coincidental that
why are you talking so low?
Let me get this right.
Yeah. You trying to be cool today?
Let me get this right.
Yeah,
Now,
just make sure your right mic on.
there you go. Now,
All right.
let me make sure we got
It might be
all
me.
this right.
No, it might be me, Jim. Might be me. I had it down low. Come on, baby. Come on with it.
I find it really coincidental that you will start talking at this hour, and approximately 1 hour ago, Colin Cowherd say the same exact thing that you just said, almost word for word. But you didn't say, you said this is your soliloquy. That's Colin Cowherd's soliloquy. So you gonna give him
how
credit.
I feel. Yeah.
But
That's
you
how I
didn't
feel.
give him credit.
Yeah.
You didn't give him credit. That's from the good book of Colin Cowherd.
Jimmy,
word for word. Word for word.
Let me tell you something I learned. All wisdom is plagiarism. Only stupidity is original. Don't ever forget that. So continue on.
All wisdom is plagiarism. Tell that shit to Tag Mine. Tell it to Tag Mine and his teachers from LSU back in the days.
He was cheating. He was cheating. All wisdom is plagiarism.
So, and we're getting it, and that's a hell of a topic though. That about that college stuff, but we're getting there later. But the analytics from last night, and here's what my thought on it. Remember I say it all the time. No such thing as a bad game in the big game, and that does applies to coaches as well. And that was the big game. That was the big moment. And the coach went against. I mean, he followed his script, and that's part of the analytic thing. Because a lot of times analytics aren't 100 proof. They aren't. And as you just mentioned, that's over a body of work, what you are prone or most likely to do. And remember, we talked a couple of weeks ago on the Chop Shop, and I broke it down how in today's picture, in order to compensate and get those setup guys and closers in, well, closers are closers, but the setup guys that comes in the 6th, 7th inning, or the 6th, 7th, 8th inning before the setup for the closer comes in, well, you got to justify and get those guys out there to pitch, to justify their salaries. The thing is, in that game last night, this dude Snell was rolling there, and he looked over and did not want to come out. They gave up a hit. Mookie coming to bat. Remember I said it. Pitchers nowadays, they don't like for their starters to face the lineups 3 times in a row. It wasn't just Mookie. It was he was going into the lineup for the 3rd time. And that's a rule of thumb that generally it affords you the luxury of doing so because the stakes aren't as high as the World Series. If you lose doing so before then it ain't in the elimination game. Put it like that. It could have done it in the World Series, but the elimination, this was game 7 for Tampa Bay. It was game 6 for the Dodgers. And they had all the momentum. Dude only gave up 1 hit. He was rocking. And actually, think about it. Even
you can't use that word, Jimmy.
What?
Somebody else used that word today. You can't use rocking. Somebody else used that word. Can't use that.
Word,
you got to use another word. Yeah. Somebody else used that word. Somebody else used that word. You can't use that word.
Plagiarism is not using the word, it's using what somebody says in the scripture. That's plagiarism, not saying the word. That's the case. If that's the case, they probably also said the word THE. You can't use that.
Nope.
No, if you use somebody what they say without quoting them, generally
keep on doing what you say. Cause keep on. I'm listening.
I'm telling you, I'm not going to plagiarize.
I'm listening to your take
nobody
on the show
without giving them credit.
No, I'm listening to your take. Your loss, and I know you was gonna come in here. Let me tell you something.
I'm lost.
Last night.
No.
Last night, I didn't get a text.
First of all, at the beginning of the series, I maintain a stance. I say I'm rooting for Tampa Bay because the Dodgers got beef with the Astros, not rooting for them. That's one. Number 2, the Dodgers were the heavy favorite. I say, well, at least I'm rooting for game 6 or game 7 to take place. That happened. I'm satisfied.
Wait a minute. Who lost the game? Who lost the game last night?
They lost the game.
Okay. You were rooting for the losing team last night.
Absolutely, but it didn't lose no sleep.
Absolutely.
It wasn't. I hurt when the Astros lost. I didn't hurt when Tampa Bay lost. I got to watch the Hip Hop Awards. So BET, I'm cool.
Guess what?
It was no thing.
Guess what? I didn't hurt when Tampa Bay lost.
I was not Hannah. Understand? Secondly, Hannah, you took 4 teams when the season started. 4. You took 4 in each league. You took 4. Well, you took three in the National League, and you took 4 in the American League. Hell, that's 7 teams. Come on now. 7. I took 1 in each league.
And guess what?
I took 1 in each league.
Guess what? You better follow suit.
So guess what? That's like you going to the dog track and you betting on.
I'm a winner, right? Hold up. Whoa. Look, this the guy who will sit back and watch a player get great and then follow him. Then he'll sit back and watch a team win. You say you're on the winning team, so when somebody else do it, I pick 4 teams. No, you can't have it both ways now. You can't watch.
That's not the same. That is not the same. If you're a fan, put it like this: if the Dodgers not in the World Series, are you watching the World Series? Or are you interested in the World? If the Dodgers don't make it there, if it's Tampa Bay, and let's say St. Louis, are you watching the World Series? Are you rooting for? You can't.
No, sir.
Thank you. So that means whoever made it there, I'm going to root for one and root for or the other. No matter what series it is. That's not the same. What I'm saying, you picked and adopted teams through as the season progressed. How many teams
I adopted? Since you know, I don't even know the team. You know more than me. That's a crying shame when a dude know more about yourself. What team?
Guess what?
What team? Give me my teams.
That's how logic goes.
Give me my teams.
The Dodgers in the National League.
Okay.
It was the Dodgers, the Atlanta Braves, then San Diego. Those were your 3 in the National League. And you, as the season progressed, you started off with the Dodgers.
I adopted.
Then you incorporated. You avalanched. You started off with the Dodgers.
You're absolutely incorrect. You're absolutely incorrect. I like Tatis, and I like Acuna, and I like Mookie Betts. I picked players.
Oh man, come on, man.
Come on. And one of my players won.
Come on now.
Hold on. Excuse me. Acuna didn't win.
The players that wearing the uniform, that means you're rooting for that uniform indirectly. If that be so your argument.
Tatis
that means you're rooting for the uniform.
Hold up. Tatis lost.
If the player's wearing that uniform, as long as you're rooting for the player, but you also indirectly rooting for that uniform while that player is in performance.
Tatis lost, right?
Okay.
Acuna lost, right?
Okay.
What was Mookie Betts doing last night?
Okay, wait a minute. That wasn't the question. Your question was, Jimmy, name the team that your question that you stand for. Name the player. Then you said, it's amazing how a guy can know more than you and know more about you than you. And so I went to start off naming the teams, and guess what you did? Now you rolled to another question. I ain't got halfway done. What about the American League?
You were absolutely wrong about me. I didn't pick teams. I pick players I like. You get listen. Teams is spelled T-E-A-M. Players is spelled with a P, Jimmy. I like players, not teams. I keep trying to. You are the one that wear these people hats and wear their jerseys and eat the popcorn with and the peanuts with the Astros bag on it. I ain't got none of that mess. That's you.
Hey, man.
And then you don't want this. What kind of hat is that you got on right now? What kind of hat is that right there you got on? Please don't tell me that's a Tampa Bay hat on. Huh? What kind of hat that you got on, Jimmy? Huh? I just want to know. I'm asking for a friend. Dude, I don't.
It's a thought-provoking hat of a guy that's in Houston that has a black-owned business, and this is his hat. from a guy in Houston.
Okay.
So I explained to you guys later on in the show what the hat stand for.
I just
and
asked you a question.
on the hat.
So sensitive.
But, so
like
no.
You like to hijack visions. Now you want to hijack my you just a hijacker. Come on, just hijack me. At least I'm worth being hijacked. Let's go. Come on, baby.
Who's your player on the Minnesota Twins? Because you adopted them too, since you love the players. Remember, you adopted the Twins. On one day, Yvette Machete was watching. I like the Twins. I'm gonna take the Twins. Twins started off the season like 6-1, 7-1.
Can you let me talk? You asking me my player.
Who's your player on the Twins?
Yvette Machete is my player. She
don't play for the Twins.
She liked them. I liked them.
So now you don't adopt teams. Oh, you know what? Your Honor, I rest my case. You've gone to the jury with that one. I'm good. Next topic. Next topic.
Jimmy, if I like you, I just told y'all yesterday. If y'all didn't see the show yesterday, go back and look. Somebody got on there and said, how the Clippers gonna do this year? I said, I don't give a fat rat's ass about the Clippers. You know why? Because Sam Cassell ain't there and Doc Rivers ain't there. I don't care if the Clippers win a game. That's just the way I am. What's her name? Yvette. She from Minnesota. She liked the Twins. So of that day, I like the Twins. But boy, you can never, ever discount the fact that from day one, I said, when Mookie got signed out there, I said, Mookie. I even gave y'all his history about being a Pro Bowler. I happen to be blessed to go out there when Chris Paul had the bowling thing. Him and T.O. had the bowling thing 2 years ago, and Mookie Betts won the bowling championship. So, of course, I'm not a fan. There's just certain people I like, and guess what? That's who I cheer on at the moment. That's all right. I'm not like you. I'm not mad. Because guess what? Duh. I'm a winner. World champion. Dodgers. Hey, guess what? Hold up, y'all. And just to show y'all, it just ain't bad. My daughter lives out there. She got a LA address. Yes, I'm going with the Dodgers. See you tomorrow. Excuse me. So
that means you're riding with the Angels as well, then, right?
Nope. The Dodgers, man. The Angels lose, man. I don't want.
Hey, let's go to break, man. It's break time. We gotta go to break. I gotta give me a jug of water.
Yeah, man. You messing up today. You starting out hating.
Women Rock wins, and shout out to all ladies out there. We're gonna get this thing rocking. We come right back. Got a lot of stuff to go through on the Chop Shop today. Make sure you share the show right now to your friends, your timelines, your groups. So shock your groups, especially the ones that's public. Don't share to the ones that's private, because that means it's gonna public ones. Your public groups. Share the show on YouTube right now. Guys, give us a thumbs up. We're right back on the Chop Shop after these messages.
That's why they're talking about the 25th Amendment, right? 3 weeks. 3 weeks in. Joe Schott. Let's go, Kamala. You ready? Most liberal person in the Senate. She makes Bernie Sanders look like a serious conservative. That's why they're talking about the 25th Amendment, right? 3 weeks. 3 weeks in. Joe Schott. Let's go, Kamala. You ready? Most liberal person.
Guy, you ready to go?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so what is that I want you to do as a young black man growing up in America?
Come home and stay safe.
That's right. Come home and stay safe. And if the police stop you, what do you do?
Be polite, respectful, and don't run.
Don't run. Okay. All right, what do you do when you're interacting with a police officer?
Don't make no sudden movement. Keep your hands where they can see them. Ask permission to move.
That's right.
The sad reality is that a black man can follow every rule on this list and still not come home. But this is America.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks. I played some during the break that I thought was alarming, and I just love to let our people know that that's the kind of rhetoric that's going on out here in this campaign. This man sit there and said, and I hope y'all listen to this, especially you Trump supporters. That man sit up there and said, 3 weeks in the office, kill Joe, and they got Kamala Harris would be the president. You don't play around like that. You don't play around with nobody like that. A regular citizen, Ted Nugent, got in trouble. The Secret Service went over there and got in his behind by saying some crazy stuff about Barack Obama. You know, my thing is today, man, to all you Trump supporters, to all my Trump supporters, okay, I just want to ask a question, okay? What does it take for a white man to be disqualified? I'm just asking. I don't know of any other person that could keep the job he has right now. And with everything that's going on his watch, I look at a football coach. A football coach couldn't be a coach if he loses like this in 4 years. A player couldn't be the quarterback no more. Damn sure couldn't be the coach of the Lakers. You can't be a head of a hospital if you had this type of record. How do you still become the president of the United States and try to get rehired, because that's what a re-election is? He's applying for a job. I just want to know, Trump supporters. I'm just asking a question today. That's all I'm doing. I'm asking a question today. What did he say in his vision for the country for the next 40 years? That what he's gonna stay off Twitter. He gonna not be on Twitter as much. I just want to know: is he going to be in a TV fight every other day, arguing with everybody? He said, and I want, in case a lot of people don't understand. He said the #1 infectious disease doctor in the whole wide world is an idiot. This man has served under 6 presidents, I'm talking about Fauci, and fought all kinds of pandemics. And the person who is disqualifying him is a real estate agent and a reality talk show host. How do we have more authority? How do he have more authority than a person who went to med school? Again, Trump supporters, y'all help me. I'm not going to disqualify you today. I just want to know, what does it take to disqualify an unqualified white man? We have another white guy running against him, and he still don't disqualify him. You put a white guy up against a qualified white guy, and the unqualified white guy gets the votes. And I just don't understand, man. God help us. You know, if we had a minority or a woman in there. But this kind of stuff got to stop, man. And guess what? Guess what city he was in last night, Jimmy? He was in Lansing, Michigan. The state where the governor, the guys tried to have the coup to kill the governor. That's where he was at last night. So I'm sorry, I didn't mean. I just had to take a break because I just wanted to. When I saw that this morning, I said, "Wow, come on, man, come on." I just want to know. Just help me, Jimmy. What else you got?
Yeah, I mean, on that thought, I was looking at something. I found something that came from from Commissioner Rodney Ellis about a week ago in the mail to me. And something I didn't even realize, because I mean, a lot of stuff happened in the city, and this is in Greater Houston, out toward the airport. There's a street from Bush Airport, that is. There's a street near that goes directly into the airport territory that recently got a name change. I didn't realize it. I did about a week ago. And I'm gonna read some of the quotes from the statement that he sent out, and it ties into this. A lot of people on this side, the racism factor. It says racism impacts every social detriment of health and leads to inequities in life expectancy, wealth, incarceration rates, maternal and infant deaths, asthma, cancer, dementia, among other factors. So recently, Harris County joined more than 20 other cities and counties across the country to declare racism a public health crisis. This is officially documented. They made a declaration. Now you can get a declaration when you go and you saw people might come out and the mayor or the councilman might send a declaration declaring this so-and-so day or whatever day, and you get a little certificate from what they made a declaration that racism is a public health crisis, right? So by declaring it that, it allowed them to treat the problem with the level of urgency that it deserves. And you must consider how structural racism exists in the current policies and programs to ensure that we are advancing racial equity. Here's the point, and he hammers it in. He says, removing the vestiges of racism in our public sphere can also mean literally changing our street signs. We changed the schools, was successful about 10 years ago when they made a move to change a lot of the high schools. I know in Houston and in Texas, and people felt some kind of way. HISD, third, fourth largest school district in the country. They had to go and change a number of schools because the names on the school were Confederate figureheads or slave owners or advocates of slavery. And so this particular street near the airport, what used to be called Lee, right? Lee Road. Yeah, you ever rode down Lee Road before? Never paid attention to Lee Road? Over there toward Bush Airport, going to the airport, Lee Road. It is now called Unison Road. They've changed the name of Lee Road. They've changed a couple of names of a couple of streets.
So Lee was named after
remember
General
Dowling?
Lee?
Yeah, Robert E. Lee.
Robert E. Lee?
Yeah. I'm just saying, little bitty things like that.
So
guess what?
That's just in Houston, because every Lee Road, every Lee
Road
probably,
in the South, damn near every Lee Road is after Robert E. Lee. But Houston, but the powers that be made initiatives to get that. Remember, they changed Dowling, Third Ward. That street, the main street down the heart of Third Ward, was Dowling Avenue, Dowlin. That was named after Dick Dowling. You can Google him, look him up. That street is called Emancipation. It's called Emancipation Boulevard now. And a lot of streets.
So Dowling was a redneck. I mean, Dowling was who? What was Dowling?
Ooh,
who was he?
Guess what? Dowling was so bad that they didn't even push back on Dowling. Now you know why? Because of where the street was located. They knew there was no wind pushing back. Because once Third Ward realized,
who was he? I'm not from Texas. Who was
I can't remember. They also named a middle school after. Remember exactly what Dowling did. And one of the viewers on the Chop Shop can post.
I know one person should know. He know every damn thing else. And he know who I'm talking to. I know one person should know. He know everything else. He know about Fauci. You know about Dowling. Keep going, Jimmy.
And you know what? And so it made me become, the reason I'm bringing this up is becoming consciously aware, because in the urban community, in your community, hell, no matter where you live, you're paying tax dollars. If enough people feel like you about a certain thing, then you can create and make change you can make change on your own, create it or create a movement, but change can strength in numbers. Some people don't even give a care. But then when you start thinking about things like that, this is where it starts at. So these are some of the things that when you're voting, guess what? If you feel some kind of way and you undecided, guess what? They got other stuff on their ballot. Leave the president blank in. That's what you want to do. If that's what you want to do, and you want to go out like that on your own while nobody is watching, and you still feel some kind of way about this election, you still that undecided, or you understand some people just may love to cause friction. But when you're in the booth, it's just you and that, it's just you on you. It's just you on
Jimmy,
you.
somebody sent us some stuff this morning in a group text. I didn't even give it no energy. Because we got people out here that just, I mean, it's just, man, it's funny out here though. But Jimmy, I got a question. Because, you know, I guess subconsciously, so renaming also, that means you would then have to rename every, see, I don't know Texas history. I never had to take, but I remember, you know, Tennessee history and stuff like that. But it's, dude, they're gonna have a whole lot of statues to take down in Tennessee, Jimmy. I'm just telling you. I'm just Jimmy. Nathan Forrest. I think about it. I remember this name, Nathan Bedford Forrest. Google him up. Biggest redneck, biggest Confederate soldier, and I knew about him because they taught me in my schools about this clown.
What his name was?
Nathan Bedford Forrest. Jimmy, he had a Jimmy. Nathan Bedford Forrest. Jimmy had a statue. I used to kind of, you know, I didn't know no better. I used to thought he was, if I didn't know, he was a hero. He was one of the fathers of the Confederacy. But this what these people were teaching us in our schools. It's just, I still remember this man's name right now, man. It's unbelievable. But they didn't teach me about Ida B. Wells. She from there. They didn't teach me about Robert Church.
I mean, and guess what? That level, school books are mandated, and the teacher must teach from the book a certain criteria from the books that is geared toward helping those kids pass. In public school, they call it the STAR test. Back in our days, they used to call it the Iowa Test of Basic Skills, IOWA, the Iowa Test of Basic Skill. And so here's the thing. And thank you, Sonia Billingsley. She put up the link, guys, for Dick Dowling, and Dick Dowling was, and somebody else just sent it to me as well. He was part of the Confederates.
Yeah, we know that.
Where it hits home in Houston, because you may not have a Dowling Middle School in Memphis, but in Houston, Dick Dowling was on the front line of decision making when they recaptured Galveston, the city of Galveston.
Okay,
Galveston was really popular and valuable, guys, back in the day. Believe it or not,
yes, it's a port city. Jimmy,
port.
Any port cities are valuable.
Galveston. If the water would have been blue, trust me, Galveston would be what they wanted Atlantic City to be, and then
Jimmy,
some.
Atlantic City water ain't blue. You mean something else? Atlantic City water nasty as hell.
Well, I'm just talking. Remember, they made the boardwalk and they made the casinos and all that stuff right there. What they wanted it to be, and that's why I say, and then some. Mm-hmm. Now, Dick Dowling, he was gained notoriety for his role in recapturing Galveston and defeating a Union invasion during the Battle of the Sabine Pass in 1863. This is from Wikipedia, and of course I'm reading another article from a channel from one of the new local news stations back in the day. And He had a statue. If you ever went to Herman Park, one of those statues in Herman Park, which they've removed most of them already a couple of years back, was Dick Dowling. One of those statues. And so the mayor, I think they relocated his statue to that Sabine Pass. I mean, take that damn statue down there, Mayor Turner. So now you can understand why so many people that have affection towards history, towards his story, and they still hold grudge against, because he took away those statues. He co-signed it.
Jimmy, I'm glad you didn't, because usually you do. I'm glad you didn't Google Nathan Bedford Forrest, a guy who I know his name. I'm glad you didn't Google.
What do you do up there in Memphis?
Jim. Y'all think, what's his name? What's your boy? Y'all think Mr. Dowling was bad? Check this out, y'all.
Dowling wasn't good.
Hold on. Was a prominent Confederate Army general. He was this was a general during the Civil War. And the first Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. And I know, and I grew up talking about it. Jimmy, the first Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. And I still know this man's name to this day. Unbelievable. And hey, let me tell you something. I ain't never went back and read this Wikipedia ever. And I didn't even know nothing about that. It's crazy. Heaven Dorsey's in the building. Look at little Heaven. Look at little Heaven in the building, Jimmy. But yeah, but Jimmy, I don't know, how did we? I see where when I talked about Trump. Now, y'all see how all of this tied together. Yes, Carrie Holmes, Google him, Nathan Bedford Forrest. That's in his Wikipedia page. That's the top line. I'm sorry, Jim.
You know, so my point of action is this. Today, when you're driving to or from home in your community, pay attention to the names of the street signs. If you see a name of a person on the street sign, go and Google that and see if it's a reflection of your beliefs for within the community that you pay your tax dollars and your school taxes go towards, and your voice is a heard voice if voiced properly and effectively in that said community. Go look them up. I guarantee you, we've seen so many streets, and me as well. I know they've changed streets in the hood, but not enough of them. Remember now, at one point in time,
echo, Jimmy.
Okay. At one point in time, King Boulevard wasn't Martin Luther King Boulevard. Every MLK, remember that it was named something before MLK.
Oh, okay.
And remember, now you got in prayer. Think about it. In Prairie View, they named that street. They renamed the street that you go into. What's the name of it?
Sandra Bland Boulevard. Something like Sandra Bland
Bland
Parkway.
Avenue Boulevard. Yeah. They renamed that street to goes into Prairie View after Sandra Bland. It may not seem like, but at some point in time, white folk named their streets in the communities that we migrated into. And we have power in those communities to migrate and rename those streets back if you get us enough votes. A lot of people don't realize if you get enough votes from your street, you can get street or speed bumps placed on your street. That's how you see some neighborhoods have speed bumps on them. How you might have never, you've been with communities, because a certain percentage of the people that dwell on that street, if they sign a notarized or affidavit or get a band together, they can have that done. Now, it varies as far as the fee that you can pay to get it done, but you can get that done.
So what was, my thing is, what was Rodney Ellis's, what was his biggest thing? That's, I think you mentioned his article. What was his, what was the article? What was he trying to portray in that article?
Well, I guess racial justice. You know, and the headline is racial justice, reckoning with our past and creating new systems to move Harris County forward.
Okay.
And this is the front of it.
I got you.
Let me go that way.
Oh, okay. I got you.
That's the front of it.
Okay.
And it's like a newsletter that comes out once a month or once every quarter, I'm sorry, with different stuff in the community. It's pretty good. And this is it right here. This is the front of it right here. That's Rodney. That's a picture of Rodney Ellis right there.
And what district is he in? What district is he? No, he's not. He's over something else now. He's not a.
He's a county commissioner.
County commissioner. Okay.
Yeah.
He used to be a state representative.
So he's
used to be a state representative.
Yeah, used to be a state representative.
Yeah. Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, but I know he's a county commissioner now. Yeah. So that means that goes up on his jurisdiction.
Okay.
This stuff is real. We're grown right now, guys. We're not 22, 18, 16 years old anymore. We're in position where we can actually make change, but
you got to know, Jimmy. You got to know. What if you don't know?
Exactly. But this is part, like right now in the chop shop, I said Kevin Frey say he didn't even know that street had been changed. Mm-hmm. I mean, and guess what? We don't expect everybody to. No, come on, everybody is not pro.
They call it civic. No, civically minded. Everybody not civically minded. Everybody don't.
And so that's one of the things that the child. And I see Killer Gamble says, I'm from the home George C. Wallace. Remember thinking it was something good. Oh man, yeah, George C. Wallace. Next Tuesday, my dad will be the first black mayor of that town. Congratulations.
What town is that? What town is that, Kevin Gamble, whenever you get a chance? I want to know what town that is. And Thaddeus Moody said he graduated from Alabama State University, and I live right around the corner from the governor's mansion. Yeah, Alabama. You grew up in Alabama, man. Wow. Yeah.
Dude, and like I say, once we become, you don't have to go out toting, change your wardrobe to change your mindset. But because once you become abreast of stuff like that, and we all, then we can take something from the chop shop and feed it to at least one or two other people. Right. You go and feed your flock with something that you may get that may be of substance that can go and derive. Now, my thing is it's never too late. It's never too late. Those conversations. And think about it, how brainwashed a lot of our kids are, as you just mentioned, Hal, about the history books.
Yeah. Do
you realize what would happen, what could possibly happen, if and when that conscious-minded black folk, enough of them are on the committee that determines and votes on what books are approved through the TEA or whatever to be in the public schools in Texas? Or in Houston, or DFW, Dallas Independent School District, or Fort Worth Independent School District. Do you mention what the outrage would be from some people? How dare they try to change our history? Knowing that it's so much falseness in those books that you don't even know where to start at. You know it. So you're letting your kids go to school and knowing that that them teachers, and a lot of teachers have gotten fired for deviating from the script of those books.
Oh yeah.
And
so guess what, Jimmy? So the problem is not at the teaching level. The problem is the other level, that who writes the curriculum, who assign those particular books that these teachers have to teach out of. That's why they always tell about voting. Jimmy, I sit there. Thank God that I had my sample ballot at hand, because I had to sit there and look at some of these judges that I had to vote for this time, or I didn't vote for. And so let me tell you something, man. The power is, let me tell you something. We 15, like I said, as of the other day, Jimmy, 15 million more people voted that didn't vote the last time, the last election. 15 more people, and we got a few more days to go. So it's something is going on, man. But this stuff about and we haven't even mentioned it on this show. If y'all playing around and being cute And that girl, I sent a tweet out. I don't send too many tweets. Talking about with Amy Barrett months before she even came. I said, y'all remember this name. I said, y'all remember this name now. And now is gonna, Jimmy, let me tell you what just happened in Alabama. Since we got 2 Alabama guys on here, might have more. Alabama was going to have the drive-through voting like I participated in. Do you know they blocked it? And Alabama got a whole lot of old people had to stand in line. And guess where it went? It went to the Supreme Court. And the vote was 5-3 against it. So guess what? They didn't have it. They couldn't have the older people or the people that's sick, that people don't want to catch COVID. They couldn't have it because the Supreme Court that we've been blind and talking about Hillary and crooked Hillary. Ain't nowhere in the world she was going to have these 2 people on that Supreme Court. I was telling people about that years ago. And I know y'all didn't think about it because y'all said, well, the Supreme Court, it don't matter to me. Let me tell you something. This dude, the Orange Cheeto, when he get his butt beat, he gonna protest this election. And guess what it's gonna go to? Hold up. It's gonna go all the way up to Jimmy, the Supreme Court, who he just added another person to. He said, Jimmy, why don't just make me be the president all the time? What the hell we doing with term limits anyway? Where did that come from? Let's get rid of term. Let's just make me be the president forever. Y'all do not understand this animal. That's what kill me with these, especially these black folks who loving this cat. Jimmy, think about this, man. The guy that lost the popular vote get a chance to appoint 2 lifetime appointments on the Supreme Court. So guess what? He didn't speak for me. I don't know about you. He didn't speak for me, but I guess he spoke for them other folks. So the people were not voted. I mean, the people were not represented in this thing, man. Everybody said, no, you can't do this. You can't do this. And they rushed that thing through quickly, man. Let me tell y'all something. Y'all playing around with this political game, and the only power you got, just like one of my partners said, I told you, my barber, he said, I just didn't think my vote mattered. Bradley Bills just said it. I didn't think my vote mattered. I didn't think my vote mattered. But at least we waking up, maybe out. But y'all got to realize, your kids, they're gonna roll back. They're gonna roll back Roe versus Wade. They're gonna roll back the Obama care. They're gonna roll back the Voting Rights Act. Dude, these people are posturing themselves to do whatever they want to do. They say, okay, we might not be in the minority no more, but we're gonna have all these judgeships, and when it comes to court, we're gonna win. But Jimmy, I just had to share that because a lot of people really just don't understand it, man. And I understand. I didn't at first. A lot of people don't understand how important this thing is. Well, you want to take a break?
On the Chop Shop.
You're going to get anything.
If you don't know now, you know. It's time for another break, and we'll come right back, and we'll pivot over to some basketball. Got some NBA news updates to share with you guys as well. And also then at the top of the hour, we're going to get into some NCAA news. And there was an interesting article that came out of Chicago Sun-Times. Plus, wait till you hear what just happened in the state of Illinois for their basketball. Okay. Chop Shop. We'll be right back.
passed a bill in May, and the Senate went on vacation. I mean, you just don't do that. You negotiate. Senator, it is a national crisis. Yeah. You knew that the coronavirus wasn't going to end at the end of July. We knew this. I mean, I just think you've got to. And here's the thing: if you want to call yourself a leader,
so Bill,
if you want to call yourself a leader, you got to get things done. And those of us that served in the Marines, we don't just point fingers at the other side. We get the job done. The House passed.
Gebertirim lan sizi. Sikimin gitmeden. Sen oynadığın topunu amına koyup hepinizin ne aldığını sikerim sen verdiğim emeklere lan. Ne lan bu rezalet?
Funk mentioned something during the telecast, Kevin. He said, why, you're Mr. Red Sox, why did you trade this guy for Betts?
I wasn't the GM.
Ooh, baby.
I would have given some of my salary to sign
So
him.
they were rebuilding.
It is what it is. Dodgers, enjoy Mookie.
Download the all-new Fox Sports app now.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas, but we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. So it's a good time. Take the time out to share the show. Right now, go over to YouTube. If you're not a member of subscribe to our YouTube page, go over there and subscribe to the page. And thank you for the people who subscribed the other day when I asked them to. I appreciate it very, very, very much. So, Jimmy, where else you go? What else you say you had for me?
We'll talk to NBA talk, and first we run through a lot of topics that are hot right now. And if you guys remember, on the Chop Shop, we break a lot of news with you guys, but we do it so, I guess, so nonchalantly in the flow of conversation that we don't really consider it breaking news. We don't, which we could get better and do, but and one of the things that we broke on the Chop Shop was a couple of weeks ago was you buy the rumor, sell the fact. And this was during the bubble, right when the bubble had ended. And I had came across some intel that the plan was with Daryl Morey, before Daryl Morey even got fired. It's before then that I said on the Chop Shop, Daryl Morey, the plan was they're working out some type of deal that would land Daryl Morey in Philadelphia. Elton Brand would be going to New York in a year. Not now, but in a year. I don't know how they can figure that out, but that's the NBA because they just brought Leon Rose in there. So I don't know what the plan is. New York, I didn't follow the smoke that far up, but this was the plan. Daryl Morey to Philly, and then just keep the other on your pipe. Don't light it yet. Don't smoke this one yet. But Elton Brand soon enough will be in waiting for something front office in New York.
Did they give you a why?
I didn't follow the why to Elton Brand to New York. I was just more concerned. Remember, at the time when I got this.
So going to the Knicks and not the Brooklyn. It's going to the Knicks or Brooklyn because there's two teams in New York.
Well, they told me New York, so I didn't specify at the time. I said I didn't go further than that. They could have been talking about the Brooklyn.
Yeah, because Brooklyn is in New York.
But it said New York.
Okay.
When I remember that vividly with the source. And sure enough, and at this time, Daryl Morey was still the GM of the Rockets at that time. So it was like, man, he said, this is some real stuff.
I'm
then
just
sure
surprised,
enough,
Jimmy, somebody hiring him, period. I'm serious. I am surprised because of the China situation. I am really, really surprised that the NBA are allowing this guy. He couldn't sit back and wait a year and let that stuff smoke clear in China. I wonder how China feel about it.
Relationships is a mug, boy. What about the protection for complexion? He
ain't got the China.
No, but at the same time, but you got a relationship. I'm gonna ride with you. We're gonna ride. Now, here's the thing. On ESPN this morning, shortly, a little while ago, as we came on the air, they just released the news that Daryl Morey is finalizing a deal to become Philadelphia 76ers' new basketball president, basketball operations. The formal announcement is expected as soon as in a couple of days. So they said Elton Brand is expected to remain in his current position. Doc Rivers is a proponent of the hiring. And Rivers and Morey have a long history and a strong relationship. Now, bookmark that. Remember, I said also, so that means my source was on the money a month ago with this news. Here's what also he told me, that there's supposed to be some trades tied to it. So you could rest assured, don't be surprised if the Houston Rockets aren't involved in a three-way trade, at least with 3 teams involved, coming up with, and you can just factor in because we ain't got a whole lot to let go of that people want.
Well, all I know, I'm gonna be a Philly. I'm gonna be Philly. Y'all gonna call me Philly Rob. I got another team. To Jimmy, the hater, and the rest of you haters. Yes, I'm gonna have another team. It's gonna be Philly. If they send my dude up out of here, I'm going. That's how quick it is. I'm going straight to Philly. Yes, do it. I love it. Guess what?
Sam, man, I think that's some good.
Hold on.
Let me help you out. That's some good stuff, though.
No,
that's some good stuff to follow.
Let me help you out.
This stuff,
you be construing my things. Listen to what I'm saying, y'all. I'm not bandwagon. Doc Rivers, my dude. Sam Cassell, my dude. And James Harden on the same team. Y'all know
Hold on. Who said who the player was? That what you said?
I'm hoping that's the player. No. Listen to me. Read my lips, y'all. I'm hoping.
Well, let me help you connect some more dots. Let me help you connect some more dots on this deal. Let me connect some more dots on this deal. See, here's the thing: when you have the capacity to, and Chop Shop, we have coined. You know what? We need to get our T-shirts made with connecting the dots. Somewhere on the back, Chop Shop, so connect the dots, because we've been helping you guys connect dots for a long. You've always connected them on your own, but using the terminology, connect the dots.
Jim,
you know, check this out.
Keep going, Jim, because I got something. Martin Vaughn, remind me to
check this out. No, I'm gonna give you something.
Mm-hmm.
You think I'm joking on this? And I didn't think, I hadn't even thought about this until now. I do know that who's one of the stars of the Philadelphia 76ers that's probably one of their trade
Embiid or Simmons.
Or Ben Simmons. Don't you dare say Tobias Harris. Embiid or Ben Simmons. Mm-hmm. That's one of those guys is going to probably be best suited somewhere else. Ben Simmons on yesterday, I told you who I met with this past weekend before I left town.
The Atlanta guy. The Atlanta coach, right?
I told you about the head coach from Atlanta. We met and had a little, some social consumption as well. But before then, the godfather of Ben Simmons, his godfather is David Patrick. David Patrick used to be, here's the connect the dots. He was the international scout for the Houston Rockets about 6 years ago. International scout. David Patrick is the guy that has the Australian connections. Patty Mills from St. When he was at what college it is in California?
St. Mary's.
St. Mary's. Patty Mills. He's the godfather of Ben Simmons. Remember, he was the assistant coach under Johnny Jones at LSU, and that's how Ben Simmons got to LSU, because of David Patrick. That's his godfather documented.
Okay.
David Patrick was the head coach at UCal Riverside. Yeah. He gave up that job, and we just talked about the topic last week on the Chop Shop about that school is facing the possibility of giving up all sports because of the pandemic. Their budget is in shambles. he hopped off the boat, off the canoe as a head coach and took the job as associate head coach at University of Arkansas. That's where he is right now. And guess what, Hal? It's public record. He's the second highest paid assistant coach in NCAA Division I basketball right now. Second highest paid in the country.
At Arkansas, right?
So he gave up a head job to get a pay raise.
So give me some big, okay, help me. Connect the dots.
He had meetings in Houston. Don't think he didn't have meetings in Houston. Mm-hmm. Now you see the dots now? Had meetings in Houston about possibly being on the staff of the new next head coach. About possibly, that means Ben Simmons would co-sign coming to Houston if David Patrick is in staff. Connect these dots. Remember this. Put that in your other pipe. Don't light it yet. No, you can take that pipe with you because you're gonna light this in a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Now that's what I'm saying. You can go from there. That's good stuff. Now
all I'm saying is, and I don't think Martin Vaughn heard me. If James gone, I'm gone. That's all I'm saying. That's the only reason I turn on or even support or even say anything remotely great about the Rockets. If James gone, y'all gonna be talking about, you remember I was talking about the Clippers? I'm gonna be talking about the Philly connection. Hey, Jimmy, I don't eat beef no more, but guess what? I had to get me a Philly cheesesteak up there. You feel me? So guess what, y'all? Guess what? Philly is close to what, Jimmy? New York, so I can be up there and hang with my son. So do me a favor, y'all, and make that happen for me.
So Sam can go home.
And Jimmy, hold up. I don't have to do this show from here. I can do it for Philly, baby. Hey, all this equipment, I'm going to have it all shipped up to Philly. Now, let James, I'm gone. If James gone, I'm gone. How about that?
Guess what?
Yeah.
Guess what? As my grandmama used to say, my Aunt Mama Zama, let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you.
Say no more. Hey, I'm good with it. Y'all don't understand. Y'all really don't understand. I'm good with it. I can take the train to see my son. You got to be out your mind. Oh, yes, Sonya, I'm gone. Like a turkey through the cone. I ain't said that in a long time.
That was one of the that was one of the things I wanted to get to you, and that's a good topic. And NBA, another NBA news. The Miller family has sold the new Utah Jazz, and to one of their longtime residents and supporters. This guy, he's a multi-billionaire, and his name is what's this guy's name? Ryan Smith. Ryan Smith. He built a software company called Qualtrics and sold it for approximately $8 billion. And he has a great relationship with the program. He helped raise about $25 million with the patches that he put on there recently on the uniforms. And so the Miller family, of course, Larry Miller, he passed away a few years back. And so now we have a new beginning. But I didn't realize that the Utah Jazz, since 1990, there's only one team in the Western Conference that has a better record than the Utah Jazz since 1990. And that is the San Antonio Spurs. The only team has better. So, I mean, and so that's news. That's good news on that front. The Houston Texans have shut down their facilities. They have a positive COVID.
They can't play
now. Luckily,
they can't play and got COVID. They already can't play.
They're off this week.
No, I'm talking about they don't know how to play. I'm sorry. They don't know how to play and they got COVID. They can't do nothing.
They know how to play. They just know how to play winning football right now. J.J. Watt is, once again, we talked about him yesterday. He started voicing his thoughts and his opinions to the point that J.J. Watt is going to force them to trade him. But the thing is, they won't get fair value for what they paying J.J. Watt. They're not gonna get fair value.
Jimmy, you ain't gonna never get fair value for them folks.
You damn sure didn't get fair value for that wide receiver you gave away for that running back. Not even Dookie, the other running back, Johnson. He ain't bust a grape. That the one that you got for the wide receiver.
Dude, we already know they was dumb. But you know what? Rod Wells just said something that went over us, Jimmy. And a lot of us didn't talk about it. I didn't really want to talk about it. He talking about Robert Brockman, the namesake building of 2 campus buildings at Rice University, has been charged with hiding $2 billion in income. This is the largest tax evasion case in U.S. history. And the reason, Jimmy, that I know about that situation is because Robert Smith got caught up in it with him. Robert Smith, he had a lot of that money in equity in Robert Smith Company. So Robert Smith, he admitted to what he did, and he had to pay the government. This is the Robert Smith who gave the money to the Morehouse University.
To the graduates.
The graduates at Morehouse. He's going to pay his fine of $170 million. He got to pay a fine, and it's a crazy situation, man. When you allow people, you just got to watch it, man. You know, when you need to build, and all they were doing, Jimmy, is Robert Brockman was putting his money over there and offshore. You know, most billionaires, them billionaire problems. But when he tied a good man like Robert in there, you know, it's and 2 Roberts got caught up. But I didn't know. Thank you, Rod Wells. I did not know Brockman is the namesake behind 2 buildings at Rice University. I know he's from this area, but I didn't know that. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know that's good news. Good news, and on Robert Brockman, we keep focus and pay attention to that situation as it unveils, as it proceeds into the judicial system. And you know, I mean,
it's coming.
Yeah, if we don't pay attention to it, they're not gonna mention it much in mainstream. But that has to be news. I didn't watch the news last night because I was watching some of those awards after the game, and I tape the news every night.
I don't watch awards no more. What was on last night?
They had the virtual hip hop awards, the BETs, and so you know, you get a good. I haven't seen the whole thing. I watched some of it, then fell asleep watching it. But anyway,
but Jimmy, I want to know. Jimmy, I want to ask you, what the hell is wrong with Justin Turner last night? After he got put out the game, didn't he come back and taking pictures on the field with them folks' babies and everything? Mookie had his baby out there. What the hell?
You can be rest assured that a full investigation is going to take place. We're talking about Justin Turner. He's the 3rd baseman for the Los Angeles Dodgers, who during the course of the game, they removed him around about the 6th inning. They removed him, and it was later learned at the conclusion of the game that it was a positive that they had just learned. Now, the thing is why I say a full investigation is because the rules, they're supposed to have the results from those tests before you're allowed to play.
It
was supposed to have on a daily basis.
It did. They did one the day before, then they did it that day, but it didn't come back.
They have the rapid. You're supposed to.
But it was inconclusive, so they did it again.
So that means that means investigation. That means you hold them out until you get the affirmative. Because if inconclusive, that means you take one, then you got to take one is net positive. Take another one, it may be negative. Then you got to take another one. You got to take 3 or whatever it is to make sure.
I don't know. I don't know their policy. I don't know.
It's going to come out. Because the thing is this.
What can they do about it?
If the test is positive, if the test positive, which we did, that means he had direct contact with the team the day before, the day before that, The day. So that means who else had a conclusive test?
How was
that
he going to
game
get back
should not have
home?
taken
Jimmy,
place.
how was he going to get back home? On Magic Johnson's plane?
No.
He flew back with the team?
No. You saying how's he get back home this morning?
Yeah.
I'm quite sure they probably left him. They had an option. I know when I read last night, they had the option. It was unclear whether they were going to leave him in quarantine in that hotel or while everybody else go, or he was going to go on a private plane back. And so but you couldn't go with the team.
And his wife got it because he tongue kissed her right on TV.
Dude, that's just what we saw. You were in the dugout. That's the whole thing. You were at practice the day before. So if that test, here's what I believe. Here's what I strongly believe, Adam. I strongly believe that this is my theory. This is not what I read or nothing heard. This is my theory of just common sense with this stuff. If let's say the test results supposed to be in before the start of the game. Let's say one side may have brushed him on out, and the other side, the Tampa Bay, didn't know what the results were. They assumed that that the people have the integrity to let them know. And let's say at some point during the course of that game, somebody found out from the Tampa Bay side. And they said, wait a minute, what the hell going on? These results, how's he playing? And they hurried up and removed him from the game as a self-imposed penalty. This is my theory. Then, because otherwise, why wasn't he whisked away to quarantine immediately? You see? I mean, he was still in the clubhouse. He was for 3 more innings. You know how long it take to go through 3 innings? With all those different pitches they running in and out of there? That's 30-something more minutes. You're in the dugout.
Take him out to the 8th. I saw it at the 8th.
It was 8. I said 6, but okay, the 8th inning.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay.
In the paper they were saying,
that's about 15 more.
Yeah.
About 15 more minutes.
Okay.
That you're fraternalizing in there you're high-fiving because you're up, you're feeling good. So it had to be self-imposed.
Hold on. What do you think happened? Because we talking all this stuff.
I think the results were in before the game and they would suppress the results, and he's not the only one that had a positive.
Okay, well, why would they do it? Well, why did they do it? Why didn't they do it after the game?
Because after the game, then there would have been grounds for a full-fledged protest. It would have been obvious that they went out of their way to protect this instance. This thing, once again, I'm waiting to the full-fledged investigation, right? And once they do so, I'm not surprised. I'm telling you, this is going to be worse than the banging on trash cans if it shows that other people were positive. You know why? Because you mess with people's lives. Because kids were there. You're talking about something that can kill a person with the wrong type of immune system. That's worse than a trash can.
I got something better than that.
If this turns out to be true.
Did you remember that Dave Roberts is he had lymphoma? He's a cancer survivor.
That's right. Yes.
And he's sitting right next to him.
That means I'm telling you, boy, you know what? That's the worst case scenario. We know Major League Baseball is going to do a full-fledged investigation on it because heads have to roll.
Roderick said something real key. He said these are the league's results, not the Dodgers' results. The league called the Dodgers and told them, hey, man, you got to take him out. So the Dodgers not controlled over that. So you think you thinking Rob Manfred mastered that?
Yes.
It's got to be higher than the
Dodgers. Major League Baseball, put it like this. If those results in a common sense world, shouldn't the results be made notable to both parties before the game, before the first pitch?
That's not these medical things, Jimmy.
No. Well, it should be made. You don't have to understand. For Tampa Bay's sake, it should be known he's good to go, he's cleared, or he's not cleared. Period. A stamp before the game. That's common sense. I don't even know what the rule is. I know. You know why? Because they said rapid test. They went to go give him a rapid test afterwards. These are the highest
test all the
paid.
players too, Jimmy. They test all the players afterwards.
They understand. I'm talking about after the game.
Yeah, after the game.
And Rod Wells, the game was over. Rod Wells, the game wasn't over.
Yeah, it was. Them boys got their ass whooped. Jimmy, they got their ass whooped. The game was over.
And no, I mean, we're not talking about that. That's,
okay. Mookie had did his damage. The game was over. The game was virtually over.
No. Once again, what if, that's the question. What if an investigation shows that there were multiple players with COVID on the Dodgers, from the Dodgers? What if? Then what? If it shows that multiple people, if the investigation shows that the results supposed to be noted prior to the first pitch, if there's something that's been inconclusive, and it goes to show that, guess what? Multiple players had it, and you went and proceeded to play the game, or Major League Baseball did not inform them in a timely fashion, this is worse than a cheating scandal. If this becomes to be true, I can only wait. The investigation will take place. You can rest assured on that, because that was embarrassing for Major League Baseball. It was embarrassing. That only thing that was more embarrassing was the fact that Cash took out the star pitcher in the fifth inning. That's the only thing that superseded it. But that was embarrassing because this could be serious. It could be. But so that's the topic. And so now it's time for a break real quick. It's time to talk some NCAA stuff. We got a lot of NCAA stuff to chime in about. And we got a hot topic about something that's taking place right now in Illinois. And that you guys are going to really raise your eyebrows.
Oh, chop, we'll be back.
The police are able to use the press to make the white public think that 90% or 99% of the Negroes in the Negro community are criminals. And once the white public is convinced that most of the Negro community is a criminal element, then this automatically paves the way for the police to move into the Negro community, exercising Gestapo tactics, stopping any black man who is on the sidewalk, whether he is guilty or whether he is innocent, whether he is well dressed or whether he is poorly dressed, whether he is educated or whether he is dumb, whether he's a Christian or whether he's a Muslim. As long as he is black and a member of the Negro community, the white public thinks that the white policeman is justified in going in there and trampling on that man's civil rights and on that man's human rights. Once the police have convinced the white public that the so-called Negro community is a criminal element, they can go in and question, brutalize, murder unarmed, innocent Negroes, and the white public is gullible enough to back them up.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter alongside Jim Hicks coming to you live from Houston, Texas, but we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Share the show now. Please share the show. And if you're not a subscriber to YouTube, take the time out, go over to YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell so they can notify you. And guess what? You'll be able to watch us on both both platforms. So Jimmy, what you got, man? What did you talking about?
And so I also want to give another dose of baseball news. Houston Astros have announced this morning they're making massive furloughs throughout the organization that would stem all the way down through their one of their class, I think AA or AAA affiliates, and that's also in Texas. I think they're in Corpus Christi, if I'm not mistaken. But they're going to have furloughs through a lot of the front office. I haven't reached out. I had planned to reach out to Darryl Wade, who heads
He still works
with the RBI program. Yeah.
Okay.
And check with them and see what's the status, man. If they're all right in that office and whatnot, but furloughs, but they will be able to keep their insurance benefits during this time. I'll get more intel on that tomorrow. But that's
Jimmy,
unfortunate.
I forgot, Jimmy. I got a women rock. I don't know if y'all know Ava DuVernay. She's Colin Kaepernick and Ava DuVernay combining superpowers to develop Colin in black and white. Ava DuVernay is a great black writer and director. It's a new Netflix limited series which focuses on Colin Kaepernick's formative years in high school, lending meaningful insight into the acts of experience that led him to become an activist he is today. And today, then they got this young guy that's supposed to be playing him. Y'all look it up, ladies. He's supposed to be a great young actor. So that'd be a great thing. But Ava DuVernay is Women Rock Wins, and she's rocking the day. She's rocking the day. Jimmy?
And
I got another one.
That's right.
Give me one. I got another.
And that is Ava. And her efforts, and she continues to shine and work her black magic. And now we were going over now into the collegiate ranks and talk some amateur basketball. Give a shout out to Danielle Robinson, and he's the assistant coach over at Iowa State. And what Danielle did, he got credit for helping during the pandemic. He formed a coalition with the Black assistant coaches, and it's called the Black Assistant Coaches Alliance, BACA. And this is among the Black assistant coaches in the Big 12. And their initiatives include voting, making sure that every player in that conference is registered to vote. That's one of the things. Also to help each other as Black assistant coaches in that conference. Also to help bridge relationships with the police among their players as well as their families of the coaches. So it's good things, good effort. Danielle Robinson, he used to be the assistant coach at University of Houston.
Oh, that's it. Oh, yes. I remember him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's great, man.
So it's good to see brothers step up and making efforts and one thing about it, he also confirmed that every single player in the Big 12 is registered to vote. Basketball, men's, that is. Now, I'm not sure if the alliance is only restricted to men's coaches on basketball or both. One of the days I'll reach out to Danielle and try to get him on the chop shop for you guys, because now, colleges are practicing now. So I don't know the hours they're practicing, but get him on.
Guy when Kevin Sampson came, this ain't the guy when Kevin Sampson came, he was let go. It wasn't that guy, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so that's good. That's news in regard to that aspects. Now, in regard to give you some news out of Illinois. I promised you guys. The Illinois Department of Health has raised the level during the pandemic to the highest level, right? They're at high risk right now. So what that means is that by them being now moved into high risk territory in the state of Illinois, this means that basketball, high school basketball, which was set to begin in 2 weeks, I think around November the 12th, something like that, and the 16th on that Monday. Texas starting on the 12th. Well, on the 13th, on that Friday, the 13th. Well, so high school basketball will now not take place in the state of Illinois until further notice. Now, they haven't canceled it, and they're probably going to resume playing, but this is big news. Practices have already started.
Did high school basketball practice start here in Texas today?
It started in Texas today.
Okay.
For the public schools.
Public school. Okay.
For the public schools.
Private schools.
They've started today. But I want to give you that news. So that means in Chicago, people are going to be, a lot of people are going to be transferring because now you don't have a date. You're saying, think about it. California saw the same thing happen. They moved the start of California basketball to March. And that was one of the reasons what the young man came back, Arterio Morris came back to Dallas Kimball. One of the reasons. You went there to play basketball. One of the reasons Bryce Griggs came back from San Diego. Don't get it twisted now. You're not supposed to transfer for basketball purposes. But you went there for whatever you went there for. And you love playing basketball, organized basketball, more so. So they're not going to have their season as scheduled. Then guess what? Came on back.
You know what? I hope Trey Phillips is still on the line because I saw an article. I sent it to you last night. And I just want people, especially all the basketball, the women basketball things. I read an article last night. It's about Sue Bird. And in the heading of the article, y'all, I need all you women basketball people help me with this one. NBA star, women's basketball star, she said the WNBA is not popular because players are predominantly Black, LGBTQ plus, and this is what Sue Bird said, discusses the inequalities between the WNBA and other women's sports stars. She said, check this out, man. Y'all help me with this one now, especially you women basketball coaches. The long-standing inequalities between men's and women's professional sports have been well documented. Most recently highlighted when the United States women's national soccer team filed suit against the Soccer Confederation for their paying the male counterparts a lot more than they did. And then they went down and went deeper. And Sue Bird was just talking about how she said to be blunt, it's a demographic of who's playing in this sport. She said women's soccer players generally are cute little white girls, while NBA players are all shapes and sizes, a lot of Black, gay, tall women. There is maybe an intimidation factor, and people are quick to judge it and put it down, she said. Bird, who is openly gay and is in a relationship with U.S. soccer powerhouse, the captain, Megan Rapinoe, it's just, I just want to know what y'all think about that. I never looked at it like that. Is that, and they said, then Jimmy came back and said, when it comes to USA soccer, the general perception is, let's face it, we're white girls next door. The straight, the cute, the unthreatened suburban white girls next door. Rapinoe said, despite racial diversity on the women's national team, that that's how they see them. So Angel, Sonya, we talking about but what's going on? Is that the perception in women's sports or in girls sports or in high school sports? What is going on that this young lady had to come out and talk? No, that's not true. Men's basketball is more exciting. Okay. Oh, okay. I got you. So I mean, it's it's crazy, man. And I saw how the WNBA girls got beat up in the media when they were supporting Black Lives Matter and things like that. So I'm just trying to figure it out, y'all. I mean, I saw it was articles, a women's article, and it addressed women's issues. And Odyssey says something about the WNBA is not popular because nobody wants to see a bunch of this. What he's saying in this article. I'm not gonna repeat that. Odyssey. I'll let Jimmy repeat that if he wants. She said, Joseph Barr was saying, I have talked to several parents about their daughters playing basketball, and some of them not even consider it, because of LBG. See that? Thank you, Joe Baldwin. That's the kind of answer that I was thinking about. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. It's a unique dynamic. And Angel said that's not why WNBA is as possible. Americans as a whole doesn't like women's sports. The country just acts like it does, like during the World Cup. I got you. Okay, all right. I mean, I just wanted to know how y'all felt about it, because when they write an article that extensive about it, I know some of you got daughters playing this stuff. Some of you got over programs. I just want to know how y'all feel about it, and y'all tell me. Jimmy?
I mean, back a couple of decades ago, we had the Houston Comets, which added a lot of fire into the women's WNBA. Came out and won 4 championships in a row, and during the time of the Comets, that Houston was moving from the Summit into the Toyota Center, and the decision was made to sell the Comets. And the owner of the Comets was a local furniture store figurehead, and they were shut out of the Toyota Center, and they were forced to play their games in the the Reliant Arena.
Reliant, Jim. Reliant.
So they played in the Reliant Arena, and during that time, the attendance started to dwindle. That's when, at the time when the a lot of families, even when they were they briefly in the Toyota Center, people would go to the games, and now you got to sit next to women holding hands and hugging up and kissing, and a lot of people wasn't in public. Society wasn't prepped for that. We wasn't where we are now with that. If the Houston Comets would have came about right now, that program, because we had a built-in mechanism for the pre-existing street cred for a lot of the females who played for the Comets. We had the Fundy Recreation Center, which at the time, girls like Kim Perot, who was a star point guard for the Comets, Monica Lamb, Kim Perot was from Lafayette. She passed away, rest in peace. But Monica Lamb from Jack Yates High School, class of 82, and she was a Fundy baby. Kim Perot played in that pro-am and down there mixing up with the boys during that with the men, Donald Roper and all those girls, Cynthia Cooper would come through, Tina Thompson. They all were very noticeable and liked people. Of course, you're winning. Don't get it twisted now. Winning does that. But they were embraced by the fellas. That's what I'm saying. The street cred from the fellas, because at that time back then, the pro-am at the Fundy was kind of like what you
but the article, I think, I love the history of that, but the article was just talking about the women's basketball game, and I guess they've been talking about it for a while. It just hadn't been embraced nationally because of their sexual orientation. Because when they support, like I think Rapinoe said, when the support only extends to white girls next door sports, that's not feminism, or at least it's not the kind of feminism that I'm here for. I don't have time for any kind of feminism that is not real and total. From race to class to religion to gender, identity to sexual orientation to everything in between. And so these two women, I guess they both powerful women. I think Sue Bird was the MVP. I think Megan Rapinoe, she was one of the stars of. I guess they using their voice, Jimmy, to what's up, Jeffrey Day? I use their voice to bring awareness to what's going on. They still human. And I know people be taking slugs at them. No, they still human. Might be your daughter, might be your son, it might be are still human and functional people in society. So, I mean, but what I said a long time ago, Jimmy, I think the women should support them. Y'all got to realize women's got to support the WNBA. Y'all got to support it. If the men don't, y'all, it's enough women in this world to support it.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell you the truth, as one of the viewers just mentioned a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
And this is from the men's side.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of women like watching basketball, men's basketball,
mm-hmm.
because some of the guys are attractive to them. A lot of females, they like watching the guys, and that's not the reason, but that's a reason for a portion of females. They like the guy who looked the best. How many of them girls out there you hearing saying like Montrezl Harrell or Patrick Beverly?
I plead the fifth.
They're gonna be the last on totem pole. They don't like them when they at the bar, when they ready to buy the ball. They ain't liking them from afar.
Jim, times has changed.
No. I'm talking about picking your pick of the litter.
The bank account make you, Jimmy. The bank account make you a lot nice looking.
I'm just saying. Okay, from afar means that's like Hollywood. We can't touch them. We can't reach them. Meaning we see actresses in Hollywood.
But you can read and see how much he make.
Okay, so know what that means? That means I'm going to, if all things are relatively equal, I'm going to like the best looking one or the most attractive one. That's why so many guys liked Halle Berry. To so many people, Halle Berry was attractive. Likewise, why so many females like Denzel. Why so many females like LL Cool J. A lot of females back in the days grew up like Will Smith. It's if they did not have money, could they still get the honey?
Oh, that's different. Okay.
You can't say that for Jay-Z. But LL Cool J, if he didn't have money, he still can get the honey for them girls. Ain't no doubt about it. But now back to this thing with the women. I'm gonna tell you, I really watched Notre Dame play when Skylar Diggs was there. When after she left, remember the little girl who played for the Dallas Stars now? I mean the Dallas WNBA team. When she hit that shot, remember that little girl? She don't have the same appeal of attraction to you watching the game. You watching Skylar Diggs. Skylar Diggs had her nails done. She was if they had a league and had more feminine.
Just cuter girl.
Right.
That's what you're
all
saying.
Cuter girls. But they got some cute ones in there still that is, once you realize they ain't, then, because you didn't reach it. Remember, my point is this. The Houston Comets, they wasn't the cutest girls in the world that played for us. But in Houston, they had street cred. So they was like the fellas. If you went down to the Fundy and good in the parking lot, and Major Jones, rest in soul, or Frank Seals, rest in peace, they popped their trunk in the parking lot of the Fundy Recreation Center. Many of those girls be hanging around, standing right there around the trunk of Frank Seals and Major Jones with a white cup or a red cup. They were like the fellas. We knew what time it was with them. But they had got the pay. They got validated. So they were cool. We supported them. You know why? Because those same girls were down at the Fundy watching the men play during the program. It was reciprocated. They was watching them games. They didn't have to come down there. They were watching all the time. And them guys wasn't attractive necessarily to them. They was coming probably looking for some of the girls. That was looking for some of the guys.
Jimmy, I guess I was a little attractive that night. Hey, I guess I was a little attracted that night, baby. Hey, now you see why I don't call him by his name. I call him Sierra's husband. But keep on going. I just had to throw something in there since you talk about attractive. Yes, sir. But keep going. Carry on.
and guess what? A lot of females have in the WNBA. I say a lot of them, not a whole lot, but a few of them have tried to break the narrative or the stereotype by actually going and getting a husband, but still was doing their thing on the side.
Wait.
And we know several of them.
How you know all these folk business, man?
Come on, man.
And I ain't never seen
a lot of them either, and some even went and got pregnant and had kids to try to shake that narrative. Some even played for the Houston Comets, had kids. Some even went and got married, but they still was doing. So I mean, now you tried to say, well, man, they like, no, I got a husband. That reminds you of the right of the rape.
Huh? Cynthia Gillum said, really, Hicks? I said, hey, that's Sierra right there. Oh, Sierra right there with Big Daddy now. Hey, don't hate me. Jimmy, why you freeze up, Jimmy? Jimmy done froze up on me, man. Come on, man. Come, snap back,
that
Jimmy.
Come.
Snap
that
back.
would come. You know, the weather kind of freaky out there.
Oh,
I should be back now with you guys. Now, I want to give you guys lastly, want to end on the good notes. Hey, shout out to Cynthia Gillard. Welcome back to glad you found us on the new Facebook page, girl. Appreciate it. Make sure you lock us in.
Yes.
Like our page, follow us so that you can, and also share the show right now with some of your hoop groups and your friends so that they can know where we are on our new Facebook page. Meanwhile, now the last thing is there was an article yesterday in the Chicago Sun-Times, and an article which reinforced a lot of the things that we've talked about on the Chop Shop time and time again. And that was about the offers not really being committable.
I saw that, offers. Jimmy. You sent me that. I saw that article.
And Joe Hendrickson is the author of that article, which ran yesterday in the paper in Chicago. And basically it goes through what I do is I put a copy of the article and on the Chop Shop feed for you guys, and that way you can go and follow through or scan it and whatnot. Here's the thing: right now, more than ever, it's really time. You don't have to trick the kids anymore because the game is drying up, the recruiting game. Here's what I mean: in the past month, the NCAA has announced that everybody can receive another year as a student athlete for basketball. So that means everybody can come back. And the 12th graders, the seniors, everybody whom the college program has the option. Now that's their option because they have to pay for these extra scholarships. They can also increase their scholarships to 15 from 13. Mm-hmm. The numbers aren't there. Also, JUCO, the National Junior College.
What you mean? The numbers not
there.
there.
The numbers aren't there in a normal cycle for the Division I opportunities.
Oh, the numbers for the players.
Yes, for the incoming players. They aren't there.
Okay.
And I know some of you people may not want to grasp that rude reality, but it's there. That it's
Jimmy, you said they don't want to. What would you have them do? What could they do? Since you know we always talking about they don't want to grasp. What if you know, Jimmy, this ain't never happened before. What would be your advice instead of just telling them they don't know what to do? What would be your advice to them?
Is one of the things that I always tell. First of all, there are ways to find out if the offer is valid or not, if the offer is committable or not.
So,
and now that even the college coach,
like you told me to do.
Remember, one way.
Yeah.
You can take control of your own recruitment and just call the bluff. Now, mind you, these coaches are pros now. Just as they know that you guys can start doing it, they can start calling your bluff. They are their pros. But first, you can go and tell them you're ready to commit. Tell me you want to commit right now. You offered me? Yeah, we offered you. Coach, I want to commit then. And watch and see, this is what would happen. It would cut out a lot of the college coaches extend these offers in a lot of instances for two reasons. Number one, a lot of coaches want to be the first. They figure that they've been taught along their mentors that if you end early, then you'll always have a shot if it comes down close, and then you can always use the card to say, look, I was there recruiting you in the 9th grade. I offered you in the 9th. I was one of the first. They ain't think about you back then. Where was they when I was back there digging and recruiting you? You can play that card.
Sometimes it don't work.
A lot of times it don't work. What it does, and then that's why. So you can act like you're ready to commit. You can even, guess what? If you do commit, you can change your damn mind the next day. There's this is why a lot of coaches are trying to push legislation to make an offer become a written. They're trying to push it through, but it's not, and sooner or later, once the market, herd, what they call it, herd immunity sets itself with all these fake offers, then they'll change the rules. It'll reset the market totally. Meaning that as enough people get those fake offers and it totally messes up everything, then enough coaches will get blasted. And then enough coaches will freeze everything out from doing their favors. That's another reason they do fake. A lot of people do make the offers because they're doing somebody.
Can I speak for the coaches right quick?
Which level? The high school or the college?
The coaches, the college coach.
Okay.
Jimmy, I got spots to fill. Okay? All right. I'm going to offer him, and him because all of them guys are not going to, everybody ain't going to sign with me, Jimmy. I got to offer him.
But no, you don't have to.
Why not?
Okay, but if you're taking the first one, if any one of those kids are willing to commit, are you going to take the commitment? And how would you know that the commitment is being accepted? Let me tell you how. Because every college out there has a sports and information department. If an offer is accepted, then they are part of the protocol. Is to let the SID know. That SID or that college coach will contact the local newspaper. And they're going to run an article. They got a commitment from so-and-so. Because the coaches still can't speak publicly about you, even though you committed. That's the rule. Say until you have signed a letter of intent. Then they can mention your name publicly. They can just say, for example, yeah, we got a commitment from a kid down in Memphis. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna work out well for us. We love him very much. He can do this, he can do that. They can't say his name. So this article, I'm gonna read some of the quotes from this article. It's really intriguing that I posted a while ago in the Boom Boom Room. And it says, and I'm just going to read some excerpts. What we're talking about is a college coach offering a scholarship on Tuesday, and then the prospect committing on the spot or calling Wednesday morning and saying, I'm committing, coach. You see? How many of those offers are actually committable? You would think they all should be, right? Not always. If a particular player tried to commit, there are many situations where they would be brushed off, told to wait, or flat out turned down. Offers today aren't what they used to be.
Can I make it just hold it right? I just want to make a quick point. Thank you, B. Scott. I read that article, Jimmy, and B. Scott said this article ain't said nothing that we ain't been saying for the last 4 years. But carry on, Jimmy. Keep on
I
going.
said it at first.
You know. No. I'm just letting you know.
I said it said it at first, but at the same time, this is a different part of the country.
Okay.
It's a different set of speakers that's going to a different set of ears. So now sometimes you bring it back, and to some people, it ain't right unless a white man right. So I'm giving you something that a white man right that might make it right to some people. And in instance, I'll proceed with some of these quotes from the article. He says, offers today aren't what they used to be. I told the family, this is a coach talking. This is a high school, a college coach talking that was recruiting a player. And he's recruiting this player, but this player is claiming that he has offers from a higher level school that's offering him right now. So that's why he's trying to hold back on the mid-level school that's recruiting him. So this mid-level coach says this: I told the family to take that offer from the high major coach right there on the spot and see what happens. Right? And this is the thing that I'm saying. Take the offer and watch what happens. If they make the motion to take that offer and they go and you get off the phone with them, or you get ready to hang up the phone, they're gonna hurry and change their mind if they're joking. If not, you say, hold on, Cole. My mama say we can't do it now. So we'll talk tomorrow, coach. And put them off as though they would put you off. And here's the thing that's really intriguing. It says that, but whether it's the players or their parents or their private trainers or their the grassroots coaches, scholarship offers are coveted at all costs. Of course. Those guys crave offers. They salivate over those things, right? And then, and he says, he goes on to say, there are still college head coaches and programs who take pride in offering scholarships to student athletes. They limit their offers, but believe their offer is like gold. Those are the schools that don't just dish out offers to everybody. But there are a whole lot who don't feel this way about the 13 scholarships they have to offer to student athletes. What's going on right now is partly due to the circumstances of the shutdown, the pandemic. But it's still something that's going on in recent years, and it's a bit of a joke, right? The real problem is that it's really difficult for a kid or a family to differentiate between what's real and what's not. And it goes, the article just hits on stuff. We've hit all of these balls before. But right now, basketball season is starting. If you have an offer, understand the grassroots coach is not going to necessarily want the kid to commit, because he figures that if you don't commit, then you could help your teammates who've been supporting you by holding out. So more college coaches would come to the practices, would come to the workouts to see that said player, but then that would help the other kids within the program who think and believe that those college coaches are coming to recruit them as well. Get what I'm saying? So this is why some people, not all, some people don't want kids to commit early. You can't take a home visit, a campus visit. You can't take an official visit. They can't come see you play nor practice in person. They mean the college coaches. They can't come in your home and do a home visit anymore this year. So, and the word is now, Heather, remember, I said at least until January the 1st. The word is starting to seep out that that date may be pushed all the way until after the Final Four.
What date?
For college coaches to be able to come out and watch the players.
Wow.
It may be pushed all the way until August to after the Final Four. This is real talk I'm giving you guys. Real talk. And you know, I'm opening up the avenue of communication, the bridge.
Okay.
Send an email, chopshophtx@gmail.com. If you have questions, if you think you have an offer, or if you have an offer and you're not really sure, I'm telling you guys, there are certain people that can get the truth about offers from most college coaches. Because, and there are certain people that college coach, remember, can they afford to lie to you? That's the magic question. Yeah, they can afford to lie to you. Certain people can't afford to even lie to me. But the vast majority of them, especially the assistant coaches, they can't. Because what reason I say why that is because a lot of the assistant coaches, when they put in their resumes for jobs, they would need somebody from certain areas that they claim that they can recruit fluently to validate them. I'm not saying I'm the only person that they need to validate, but I've been doing this for years as far as being references or allowing college coaches to put me on their resume as a reference to validate or verify that they can recruit this area effectively. If you haven't done that before, then guess what? Maybe strengthen your college coaches and let them know that and offer yourselves the opportunity to be a reference. Now, guess what? If you don't have merit, then the athletic director is going to say, well, who the hell is this? Why should I call this person? To ask them if you can recruit this area. So this is why a lot of those coaches cannot afford to lie to me. I can find out in a matter of hours, minutes, if that offer is real
I got
or
a question.
not.
In this climate right here, in this COVID-19 climate, what reasons would a coach have to be to lying right now or giving you a fake? What good reasons would a coach in this climate have to be giving you a fake offer?
Well, a lot of times I mentioned before, one reason, a good reason is the fact that they know that you're not going to commit. So a lot of college coaches know that you're not expecting you to commit to that offer right on the spot. So to get that out the way, because sometimes an offer, it validates basically nowadays that you actually have the right to recruit them because you're offering them. Some people don't even want you to recruit them.
And I remember y'all was talking about when a person's start rising in the rankings, you said it's because certain college coaches start giving them offers and start talking to people about them. And like Stacey said, just clear up the verbiage of the fake offer. So a fake offer is an offer that's not even intended to ever. What's a fake offer? So this the particular one that has you, man, you ain't got a chance of coming here. But why would a coach give you a fake offer? What, to do a favor, you say sometime for people? Is that what you said one time? I'm just trying, because he said clear up the verbiage of fake offer. What is a fake offer?
An offer that you can't commit to. offer that if you tried to commit, they would not take you. The school would not take the offer. They're just doing it just to satisfy the elements that surrounded that situation. Meaning that there are some people that will encourage a college to offer a kid, and they would do so just because to satisfy the relationship with that person. Okay, I'll give him offer, but then they know the kid is not going to commit. Other people would give the offers to help in situations of the conspiracy. They would conspire to do so. That way it can help ignite the recruitment of a certain player.
Okay.
So we know he's not going to commit, but when we offer him, it'll help him out. I do my homeboy solid. I'll go and offer him. That way they'll use that offer as leverage, as bait for other schools to proceed and recruit. And in this time, coaches can't see you in person. So if they already were messing up and the transfer rate was at an all-time high after they've seen most people in person, what do you think is about to happen if they can't see you in person? Think it's about to go up or down?
Up.
So now most of my team can come back next year. Why do I need to? I mean, some coaches love recruiting high school kids, but the need, key word, why do I need to? If my seniors can come back another year, my seniors turn into my seniors again. My freshman who wasn't good enough this year, if my freshman wasn't good enough this year, but they're good, but everybody comes back, then that freshman is going to be in the same boat the other freshman is. You come in red shirt, unless he's special. Now, this don't apply to everybody.
Oh, yeah.
But this stuff is serious. This stuff is serious.
What if it's serious?
And the thing is,
what can the people do?
to go and take, Hannah, the signing date is the second Wednesday in November.
Okay.
We're 3 weeks away.
Okay.
We're 3 weeks away from the signing date for letters of intent. I told you, I spoke with 2 college coaches a couple weeks ago.
They
had commitments.
Yes.
They had commitments, and they were not even going to send out the letters of intent to 2 different kids.
Yeah.
And what they do is they just kind of cool off on the kid. It's kind of like a girl. You calling me, but I ain't answering the phone. You texting me, I ain't texting back. You gonna ice the kid out, you gonna freeze them out. And then they don't get the picture. Then when you finally talk to them, that's the thing that's kind of unethical, is messed up. But at the same time, if you have an offer, you want to call that school and that coach who recruited you and gave you that offer. Coach, I'm going to be straight up with you. Is this a committable offer right now? Because we got an announcement to make. Trick him like that. We got an announcement to make. Is this a committable offer right now that you offer? Watch what happens.
Is it a cold world? B. Scott just said this is a cold world. Is it a cold world?
Well, get a sweater. Get a jacket.
I didn't
keep
say
one
cool,
in your trunk.
I said cold. You're going to need a coat.
It's cold. You don't need, it's not a sweater, you need a coat. I mean, this is real
Well, it's a rough business.
talk, guys.
So when you said something, I mean, I remember you said something the other day, because you said, man, that's a messy ass business you in, homeboy. Because you told me yesterday, man, this is my world. This is a messy ass world, man.
Yeah, and you get head ups from all different sides of the square, from all different sides of the octagon in this stuff. You get different, everybody gives you, so it's not like people, this stuff hitting you upside the head. Well, oh man, fake officers. And I'm looking, guess what? Stacy says, Mr. Hicks, this has been going on for years.
We said that.
It's not new.
It's just a new article. It's just a new article. We've been talking about it.
We said that. We know. Well, exactly. It's just that now this is in Chicago, Illinois. That sports that reporter is writing to his readers and letting them know stuff that he just experienced. And this is during the pandemic. Yes, we know it's been going on, but the thing, and as Stacey says, he asked the question, he says, but do you consider the fake offer being an offer that a college coach may give early because they think their kid will be good enough by the time he graduates? If the offer is fake, think of it like this. If you're asking a female or a person to marry you, think of the offer as that. If they said yes, will there be a wedding? This real talk. Think of the offer, just replace it as a relationship. You get an offer is you getting engaged. The letter of intent is the signing of the marriage license. If you got an offer, that means somebody asked you to be engaged in. You say, yeah, sure, because you're going to be buying time. When it get time to sign that letter, now remember, there's only certain people that can find out if you really plan on one of them. I was one. I was with Sandra for 10 years. I would have stayed for 20 years. Engaged. Live in separate houses. 10 years. I did that. So I know I can speak on it.
But you got married though.
Yeah, I had to shit to get off the plot. You make a decision once it's confronted with you. This offer, I'm ready to commit right now. That's what she said. The offer, I gave a fake offer early on. Then she finally say, look, I'm ready to commit.
If not, see you
what
later.
What you gonna do? So I had to either hit or get off the pot. That's what I did. So I mean, it happens. This true real talk on the Chop Shop. And guess what?
Give up her last name. Duh.
Oh, Sandra didn't either. Her name is Sandra Menchaca.
Hicks too. She got Hicks on there now.
No, she don't. Not illegally. No, that was the decision that's made between me and her.
Okay.
She's a school educator. So that way, being from her heritage, if those parents see Menchaca, they will embrace and respect the teacher more than they would for Sandra Hicks. Sandra Hicks that's a business decision.
Okay. I got you.
Real talk. So if I wanted to go somewhere in Sandra Menchaca, oh man, hey, how you doing? That's her parents' name. But at the same time, like I said, I love this dialogue all the time about it, that we get in this topic and the conversations about the offers, because many people know. They just don't want you to know. Parents, I say it again. Many of the people in your circle knows that the offers are fake. Just don't want you to know. Because they feel that if you know, they feel that they failed you, because the promise and part of the guys is, come with me, I'll get you to where you're trying to get. So that's why you have to pay attention.
Wow. Boy, this is unbelievable. Am I still echoing? Y'all let me know, because I'm echoing in my ear. When I put my headphones on, that means I'm trying to cut the echo down. But I'm trying to see. I saw a couple of things because Stacey was saying it's not that simple, and I'm just trying to figure out, man. I mean, it's some parents, we got to navigate these waters, and what I would say, don't get too high on your highs, so you won't get too low on your lows, parents, because from just me hearing the spirit of what's going on, and I don't talk. I talk to certain college coaches, but we never talk about this, and it's just a unique situation. So just y'all just got this. Y'all got to buckle. I know y'all be bragging and putting all them offers and stuff online, and y'all just. I think you just got to, in this climate, you just got to pivot. You got to be able to not do a normal. You can't just be reckless out here. You know, just and guess what? Uh, Jimmy offered y'all said call email the email box. You know, say hey man, it's just real. And me personally, I don't like it at all. But it's the good, the bad, the ugly. And parents, that's why I'm here. I'm just trying to navigate through this thing and to figure out the ways I can help you. And because I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm just trying to figure out this way to make it better. Because I know how it feel when a young man gets an offer. I've been there. I know how it feel when a kid said, "Okay, I want to go to this school," and he enjoying the school. And that's what I think. It should be an enjoyable process. But we got enough anxiety in this world. That's why I wanted Jimmy to clear it up, because I wanted we got enough anxiety. These kids are having enough anxiety. Man, people out of work, people out of this. We got to wear a mask everywhere. We can't go in a restaurant for more than 5 at a time. I mean, it's just this cause anxiety. Some of y'all just, some of y'all been crazy, so it ain't bothered y'all. But it's some people that is not used to this new normal, and that's why I love this show, because we able to just let you know, some of this stuff is harsh reality. But he just trying to let you know, man, this stuff happens. We've been talking about it for 4 years, but some people still ain't been listening. So this guy wrote an article, Stacey, because I remember Stacey said, hey, Hicks, we've been knowing that. But you got to understand that, Stacey, we have new listeners on this show every single day who have not heard none of this before. And Stacey was saying he feel like you're talking about two different things. AAU coaches line, and that about the offers, and then college coaches giving an offer, then changing their mind. Both of them happen, right? That you just saying, Jimmy, it happens on both sides.
It happens on both sides. That's exactly what I was saying. Is that the thing is, if the offer is not committable, if the coach, no matter how, no matter if the obviously if the grassroots coach or the summer coach or the parents or the family is lying, or they are not, if that kid was to tell that coach, I'm ready to commit, would they accept the commitment? That's the bottom line. No matter how it came to them, if that kid says, I'm ready to come, ready to make my commitment, my pledge to you, would they accept his or her pledge? If that coach would not, then that is a fake offer.
And Jimmy, Melvin Dew said something. Melvin, I just want to shed some light. You said all goes into the game. Kids piggybacks on studs to get an offer. String colleges along, knowing that they're not going. Everybody got to be careful, Coach. See, Melvin Dews, that's the 1%. Everybody's not a stud. Everybody's not
you
a
can catch it on one hand.
Yeah, you can. So
the package deal, the package deals from the state of Texas, the true package deals that's taken place in Division I boys basketball in the past 10 years, you can count them on one hand combined. That were true. That was offers and guess what? You don't. These college coaches, man, you're not giving them enough credit. These guys are pros. Yes. They know how to take that piggybacking scenario all the way to the finish line. And know what happened with the other kid? They'll go and let them know, hey, by the way, Miss So-and-so, Mr. Hatter, come on, send over your acceptance letter for the registration for the school. You didn't for your sons. We can get him on through now. We got to be able to get him through. We got to send them. What you mean, Coach? Wait a minute. Hatter, you didn't register your kid? You didn't apply for registration to the school? You supposed to do that before January 1st.
No, sir.
Oh my God, Mr. Hatter, let me see what I can do for you, man. I'm trying to push it through.
No,
God,
sir.
dog, man. I told you about let's get him in when you came on the visit, when you brought him in the football game. I told you. And then now, guess what? That's a college coach working a parent. So now the parent ain't pissed off. Parent feel like it was their fault because they didn't register. They didn't apply for registration for their kid. That's gonna be package deal.
Now I understand what Stacy was saying now. He said, but if a college coach changes his mind after recruiting the kid for a while.
That's after a while. That's
but it's not a fake. No, he just that's why he was trying to differentiate between.
No, that's not a fake offer.
Yeah,
that's not a fake offer. Then that mean they're no longer interested.
Okay.
I'm talking about at the time that you extend the offer. At that very moment, if the kid says, "I'm committing," would you take it? That's what that means. Validation.
Then you'll find out.
Now the thing is, an offer expires. Every offer has a limitation on how long. And know that limitation, it's not in writing. It's not known to the coach or the parent at that time. Sometimes a coach will tell you that. They will tell you, hey, look, we got this other kid, and it's gonna be take it or leave it. Whichever one of y'all, if you don't commit by Friday, we going the other way. Sometimes a coach will be respectful enough to do that. Now, however, coaches can lie doing that. So a lot of people don't really believe if that offer is valid or not. If you are in that situation and somebody gives you a timetable to commit, send an email. I promise you, I will tell you to find out the truth for you or not. Okay. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But so many of y'all are so embarrassed of the truth that may come out.
Okay.
I'm not going to tell your business. Well, I might tell your business, but I won't put your name on it.
Hold up. You see
what your name on it.
Miss Rosie got something.
I might use this case in point like I just did a while ago. Yeah. I don't put your name on it because that's a testimony and evidence that it does happen. But they will tell you that as well.
Miss Rosie.
So y'all understand, Stacey, what you're saying about a coach may change his mind.
Yeah.
That means, guess what? That's on the burden of the parent or the kid. That's in charge of that kid who's at the time probably under 18 years old. To frequently communicate and ask that coach, is my offer valid right now today?
I got
because just like a relationship.
I got one for you, Jimmy.
What you got?
Miss Rosie, I'm gonna read it. It's kind of long, but I'm glad you took the time out to write it. So I'm gonna read it for you. She said, my son got an offer and was told that they were offering 2 others as well. He was told whoever commits first gets the scholarship spot. It was in April after the pandemic hit, and we advised him to take it. When he called assistant coach who had extended the offer to tell him he wanted to commit, the assistant coach had to backtrack and told him head coach was waiting for the other guy first. Maybe assistant coach had no business speaking for head coach in the first place. Or this is just how shifty all this can be. In the end, the other kid passed on this opportunity. My son kept his word and now and is there now. Thank you. I'm glad you got I'm glad you got a happy ending.
That's a good testimony.
That's a great one, Rosie. Thank you so much for that one. You made my day on that one.
And guess what? Remember the key thing. The key thing in there, right, was that he called the assistant coach who extended the offer to him to tell him he wanted to commit. If you don't do that, then you won't know. That's on your ass. We're trying to sit there and throw the blame around. You got to take it, be accountable.
Okay.
You in the relationship phase. They are offering you. You're in a relationship first.
Okay.
When you're not in elementary. When you remember when elementary school, I don't know when I was coming up. I had a girl actually back in the day when you quit, or they call it quit you. She quit you. She actually called me on the phone and told me we don't go together no more.
In elementary, Jimmy, I wasn't thinking about no girls.
I was in the 7th grade. Then.
Oh, I wasn't okay. I wasn't thinking about girls in elementary.
She was captain of the cheerleaders too, Al. Captain of the cheerleaders. I got him. I came on the campus, but then on football, she went on, that didn't look right.
You was a nasty young dude.
Look, Janice she called me and I ain't never had that many girlfriends before the end like that, but to that magnitude. She was a captain of the cheerleaders. She in the 8th grade, I'm in the 7th grade. You guys remember Janice over at Terrell Middle School. Whoever went there back in those days, but whatever, 82 or whatever that was. But anyway, here's the thing. When those coaches are not offering you no more, they're not going to call you and quit you. you will see the level of interest will decrease to a drastic standstill. You know, it's like driving on the highway. You know when there's a wreck on the freeway.
Coach, it happened to me, Coach. Coach, you remember I told you the story, Jimmy? This dude, I forgot his name, a guard. He wound up going to USC. I forgot his name. Boy, McLaughlin, some guy, pretty good guard, went to USC. They were Cornell was in the running for him and Robert, right? So guess what? Cornell has stopped calling Robert like they was, right? I said, okay, so guess what happened, Jimmy? Columbia and Princeton started calling heavy. So guess what I told him to do? Take you and your mama, take the trip. Check this out, parents. You and your mama, I didn't go. You and your mama take the trip to New York and visit Columbia. So Jimmy, they had Robert sitting right behind the Columbia bench, him and his mom. Do you know Cornell coach called me during the warm-ups? I didn't know coaches had their phones in their pocket. I did not know it. He was on the floor and said, hey, man, don't do nothing. Don't do nothing, man, until you talk to me. After the game, don't do nothing. I said, coach, what's going on? He said, man, your son, I knew what was going on, Jimmy. But hey, they had been calling him. So guess what? Columbia offered that night. He said, man, please don't do nothing. Don't do nothing until you talk to me. That man called me right after the buzzer sound. And guess what? Columbia had just beat the hell out of Cornell.
Yeah.
So Robert was saying, okay. But that's the games they play, y'all.
Yeah. And so people don't understand this. Schools are used as bait. They're used as bait, meaning that if you're in a conference, and let's say there's a kid that gets an offer in the state of Texas, and he gets an offer from Baylor. Texas got to go. That head coach from Texas is going to say, wait a minute. Baylor offered this kid. Are we on him? He's going to ask the assistant coaches that during that meeting. Why are we not offering him? And they might say, well, coach, they got to explain themselves. Well, they offering this dude. We got to at least be visible. They say he's in the 10th grade or the 11th grade. They have to go and follow suit because otherwise you're going to be so far behind the curve. None of those schools are winning at the magnitude where Baylor is just getting there to that pinnacle where they're going to be preseason #1 this year, probably Baylor Bears, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But they're just getting there because even though they're preseason #1, it don't feel like it to the rest of the state of Texas.
Why?
Because they still look at them as Baylor. They had, even though they were #1 last season for a couple of weeks. They're going to be preseason #1 this year. They hadn't made it through that NCAA rank. They won the NIT a couple of years ago. And then made it to the championship game, I think, and then they lost to University of Texas at the NIT. But they haven't went into the NCAA dance to that magnitude. Baylor made it to the Final Four. No, they didn't. They made it to the regional one time in Houston. But that's
Jimmy,
the thing.
I didn't get mad at Coach Jimmy. I just thought about it though. I didn't get mad at the coaches. Guess what I said? That was he got to do what he got to do. And guess what? And coach, guess what I told him? When he was panicking, I said, well, man, why haven't y'all been calling him? Man, forget it, man. We finna do it. We finna get it done tonight. Can we get it done tonight? I said, coach, there's no way he gonna sign coach with them tonight. He said, why? I said, coach, take a look around. I'm not there. How the hell he gonna sign if I'm not there? So don't you commit. I said, you take your butt. I said, I tell you what, you better get over there and see him and talk to him. And then guess what happened after that, Jimmy? Cornell sent for a plane ticket for him and his mom to fly up there to Cornell and get the thing done. That's how parents, you can't, if you got other options, Jimmy, coach, you got to do what you got to do, but I got to do what I got to do too. So I hope that helps somebody, especially if you got 2 or 3 of them that like you.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, guess what? This is once again, Chop Shop, great convo. A lot of good questions. Thanks so much to Rosie for chiming in.
Thank you, Rosie.
And sharing giving your testimony. Sonya says it happened to her at Texas A&M.
Mm-hmm.
They pulled a wham on her at the last minute and told her she had to go and go to blend. That happens.
Yeah.
The thing is right now, there are many people out there, regardless of city, who are under the influence that they have offers on the table. And what it does to a 16, 17, 18-year-old.
That's the point.
If you think that the captain of the cheerleader wants you, you might be more prone to turn down the drill team girl or the ROTC girl. Because you think that the captain of the majorette wants you. You don't realize majorette just made a play on you because you got a brand new car, and that way now it's gonna look good. Y'all can go you get us something to eat at lunch or something. Y'all can go to senior skip day together or something. But I'm giving you a good analogy. You guys feeding on that. But you gonna the Thunder Thighs who in the band got a good set of lips on her too now. Blow the hell out that horn. Figuratively. She could also, she's also National Honor Society.
So she's smart and fine. Too. She's smart and fine.
But you're gonna pass her up. You're gonna stall her waiting on
Thickums.
Yeah.
Thunder Thigh.
Well, no, dumbass Thunder Thigh.
Oh, no. Not me. Mama, no. Not
no, she cute though.
Sir. You got to be
old twerking ass Trina.
She can twerk, but boy, if she wasn't smart, boy, hey, let me tell you something, man. We can go. I'm not gonna go there right now.
Man, let's get about it, man. I got a meeting to get to. And as you see, share the show. We hadn't done so already. Share the show to the timeline for your friends.
If you don't mind your friends hearing all of this at the end, tell them don't watch the end, but share the show.
Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all was in high school. Hey,
Jimmy,
high school was a whole different high school than it is right now.
They've been there.
I did not realize I would get this old and actually love my days of high school as I did.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm saying, looking back on it, I'm talking about this love and the experience.
You had a different experience than I did. I went to a predominantly white high school. You had a
you had the same stuff that went down.
I didn't have your kind of high school. It wasn't but 6 of us in the senior class. So I would have loved to be at one of them at Hamilton. Ooh, hey, you know what? I thank you, Jesus. Hey, he spared me, Jimmy, because I'd have been like you. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. He had to spare
man, I'm telling you, man. I mean, guys, we come back on tomorrow. Hey, man, it's time to slide down videos back and Yabba do this thing on this Women Rock Wednesday. Shout out ladies out there. Thanks so much for engaging in the conversation. Good convo. Therapeutic is what it is. Now you have enough positive energy to take you through the rest of your workday. And we'll see you guys in 22 hours on the Chop Shop. Robert Allen, I'm Jim Hicks. We up out here. Peace. Chop Shop. And don't get it twisted. That's You Won't Game. UWG. You won't game.
By time. I'm sorry, man. It looked like a Marlins.
There you go right there.
Jimmy. But you know what? I'm glad you know what? You're going to get so close to the Dodgers because you like winners. You know, I know you're mad, but you like winners. So you try to get close to the Dodgers, but it's good. But Chop Shop, we'll see y'all tomorrow. I can't wait till tomorrow. I got something for you. Watch my plagiarism tomorrow. See Chop Shop, we'll see you tomorrow.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter, you are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro, let's get it. We in the Chop Shop, we live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, we live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the Chop Shop.